Hello everybody, my name is Ash and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about this book. It's Haruki Murakami's, that's the author, Men Without Women. It was originally published in April 17th of 2014 in Japan. Original language, obviously Japanese. Then in 2017, I think the date is May 9th, they published this version in the English edition. And I wanted to talk to you about it, a little bit at least. It's not the same setting, but a friend just told me that Ernest Hemingway also had a book named or titled Men Without Women, also a collection of short stories. I do want to point out that even though I have not read it, it may have been an influence on this book's title, mainly the title. Outside of that, I don't think there's any relation to the other book previously mentioned. So let's jump back into the real thing. But before I go any further, I do want to say that I do not want to spoil the book nor any of the stories within it. Like I want that to be clear, because I respect, like sometimes they spoil something to me and it's not the same. It's really not the same after they've spoiled it to you. So I will try my best to keep all spoilers within the book, or like about the content in the book, out of it. I'll give you a more literary analysis and what I liked about the book. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have actually read some of his works, and with that in mind, I will say that the contents in this book, or the stories, it's a book of 7 short stories. It's a compilation of 7 stories. I had previously read Samsa in Love and Kino in the New Yorker. They had some samples of his short stories, and I just read them for free. So if you want to read some of them, that's one of the places you can read it before you make a $12 investment if you buy it through Amazon, or a $17 investment if you buy it through, Barnes & Nobles. So in the stories we find several categories of genres. The genre that they tend to assign to certain authors, or 12 authors. In the case of Haruki Murakami, we find that he's categorized as a surrealist, as the number 1, magical realism, fiction, obviously, because it's all made up. Any book is made up, technically. And then the 4th one is the one that I think is most adequate for this particular style of writing, which is postmodernism. Now, before I continue, I know I'm saying I'm stopping it way too much, but I do want to admit that this little book is the first book I bought before I bought this pile of books right here. And I found recently a deal of 7 books I'm missing from his collection for $20. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get that. But before jumping into that mess and getting out of topic, I got this book as soon as I heard, because I started studying Julio Cortázar, which is the second stack over here. It's only those 2 books. Below him is Kurt Vonnegut. I heard from an interview he did way back when he was still alive. I think it's from the 1970s, or probably late 1960s, like 69, 68, somewhere around there. I heard from this author that it was good to start with short stories written by authors who had more books in their arsenal, because it can help you, it can program you, or help you get into the fiction heavier books, bigger books, bigger fictions, bigger stories. And it made sense to me. It's like if you tell me, go listen to this tiny 30-second song by this person, 30-second song, and then jump into the whole album if you want, so be it. I'll try that method, see if I like it, because most of the time we encounter books. I will mention the poetry book I bought from Walmart. Just from buying it from Walmart, I should have known that it was shit. But yeah, I bought the book, and it's one of those Instagram types of poetry, which is not even poetry because there's no rhyme, no real structure. It's just adorned with little drawings, illustrations, and mostly a fleeting thought that should not be written in the paper without any further context. So I read this book, and actually I read those stories as I was saying earlier, Samsa in Love and Kino, and I really loved them. You know, like I was like, I don't know what type of shit this is, but I'm on it. You know, I love it. I have many friends asking me like, why is it that you read a lot of books? And I was like, 'cause I'm not in college at the moment. That was like the first half of the year of 2020 before, you know, this whole fakedemic started happening. I'm probably gonna get banned or something for saying that, but I don't know. Different opinions, different views, right? So I needed something to make myself active and not start rotting in the couch as if I was a bag of potatoes without being used or cooked or anything. So I started with this, and I finished it in 3 hours, maybe less. I probably read it faster. But the two stories, the ones I keep referring to, is Kino, which is it's pretty good. I would just say it's about a guy that has a bar that used to be his aunt's, and the other story that stood out is Yesterday. Yesterday's pretty cool. Also, Kino. I mean, I'll open it up so you see the contents. I don't know. It's probably gonna be reversed, but who gives a shit? That's the stories in there. So Yesterday was good. Kino, definitely good. Samson Love, funny. You know, like that's one of the things I like about books. In particular about this guy, you know, like Haruki Murakami. It's that I like the humor in the things that they write, and a different perspective, right? Because we're used to certain kinds of literature, like I don't know, some people like the girl who wrote Beloved. I don't know. I didn't find it appealing at all. Not to my experience, at least. I couldn't assimilate. I couldn't even bring myself to finish the book. So, I guess in the reviews metrics, if I were to give points, 5 out of 5. And I hope you guys actually go out and try to read a little bit about it.